welcome to What Went Down. Crown Jewel 2022 has just finished. I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture, joined by Phil Chambers from WhatCulture to discuss this premium live event. And Phil Chambers, was this the best Crown Jewel ever?
Possibly. It was at least the best second half of a Crown Jewel ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a low bar, isn't it?
Definitely a tale of two sides. One crap one and one quite entertaining one.
Yeah.
But we started off, let's get right into it, why not? Because we started off with big boys in Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley with one of the crap matches, I've got to say.
Yeah, it was all right initially. They played all the hits, basically,
They definitely did a greatest hits, yeah.
It was like 6 minutes, and it was just spear, F5, hurt lock, banging your knee into the steps.
Yeah, barricades through the
suplex,
thing.
German suplex.
Few more suplexes, kick out of an F5, and then it got to the hurt lock at the end, and it was literally Bobby Lashley grabbed the hurt lock on, and Brock Lesnar looked like he was fading, looked like he was fading, looked like he was fading.
Turned into a tomato.
And then like they did the whole drop in the hand thing, and he got back into it, and then it looked like he was fading, looked like he fading, and they kicked off the corners of the ring posts and like fell backwards onto Bobby to pin him, and then it got the 1, 2, 3, and then his shoulders didn't really look like they were down, but you know, whatever. And then, like, Bobby Lashley got straight back up and was like, what the hell's going on? And Brock Lesnar was just in a pile on the floor. He was the winner, and Bobby Lashley was your loser. So we do go 1-1 in this little feud.
Yeah, he attacked him afterwards, didn't he, and stood tall even more. So, yeah, take it to the fight pit of WrestleMania, that's what I say.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Then it was time for Damage Control to attempt to regain their women's tag team titles, of course. Asuka and Alexa Bliss had won them on Raw this week.
Yes.
Well, they haven't got them anymore because Damage Control won them back, which is so confusing in terms of why on earth would you do that as a booking decision. But it wasn't all Damage Control winning it fairly, although, oh my god, did I love the spots where I got to watch Asuka and Io Sky work together in a ring.
Yes.
More of that sort of thing, please.
And Dakota Kai just taking DDTs in the best way.
Oh, cool, she's broken her
imagine.
neck. But in the end, it looked like Asuka and Alexa Bliss were set to retain, despite Damage Control's best efforts. Alexa Bliss went up top to hit a big sparkle splash. Twisted Bliss. And then who should appear but Nikki Cross? She's bonkers, she is.
Yeah.
She attacked her former partner. And in the end, that led to Damage Control pinning Alexa Bliss and getting the tag titles back. What?
Turns out Damage Control do want to play with Nikki.
I don't understand what they were thinking with the booking on Monday then.
I don't know. It's really weird, this. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's obviously leading into War Games at Survivor Series.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise.
Going to be joining the Damage Control team, but it's just, I don't understand the hot-shotting of the belts. You could have done this without them losing the belts.
Yeah.
And you could have just had the exact same finish.
And Nikki losing her match because of Damage Control.
Yeah, that also,
Makes my head hurt.
doesn't really make sense.
Well, speaking of things that don't make sense, let's get to the Steel Cage match. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. Right, we already said going into this, didn't we, Phil, that Extreme Rules, Karrion Kross should have just won because you've really fumbled his arrival because he's gone, I'm a killer, I'll kill everyone, but with the help of Scarlett and some pepper spray and what have you, which, we saw again.
Yeah, we did.
And I'm just going to skip to the end because it was boring and crap, this.
There was way too many escape attempts from, like, moves that wouldn't even pretend to be...
And I thought they wanted to kill each
other. And why are they
other?
running away from each other in this match? They're, like, in a blood feud. Makes no sense. But yeah, anyway, Drew was going to go to the door, opened up the door, and then in comes Scarlett with the pepper spray, sprays him in the face, sprays the referee in the face.
That was good.
Just for no apparent reason whatsoever. Drew goes back into the thing, but then as Karrion Kross is going to come through the door, Drew grabs him, gets him in an ankle lock, takes him back into the match a bit, and then like takes him out, and then as Drew's going to get to the door again, Scarlett's like, no you're not, and closes the door in his face. And Drew's like, all right, I'll just climb over then.
While she says, you'll never win, by the way.
Yeah, and he's like, well, yeah, well. So he climbs over, and then just as he's dropping down from the top, Karrion Kross is trying to come through the door, but he can't figure out how to get through the door quickly enough, so Drew just drops and Drew wins.
What? Rubbish, that. Absolute
Pointless.
Trash. And then they went,
this.
right, that's an hour done in the Premium Live event. Should we start trying now?
Yes.
Because it's suddenly, really good. Unsurprisingly, with the best luchador on the planet, Dominic Mysterio, and some other guys in Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus the OC. And yet again, it's the story of, like, some people did like it, some people didn't like it in the comments. I do kind of like it because, mammy, without Rhea Ripley, the OC probably would have won this match, but because the Judgment Day have got a woman on their team, it's the big hole that the OC needs to fill,
Yep.
then they get the victory. It wasn't a low blow. It was like, oh, there was a nice electric chair spot.
There was a great electric, like when it was with like the 2 people going for a superplex, the other 2 people on each of their shoulders. Everyone was fighting, but then as they did the superplex, like the 2 went down into electric chairs, like 2 people at the same time. And the way they all landed,
get involved in an electric chair.
Perfect timing was absolutely brilliant. But anyway, there was loads and loads of back and forth action. It was a 6-man. It was really good fun.
Yeah.
But then
Best match of the night so
yeah,
far,
definitely.
I thought.
AJ Styles was going to go for the phenomenal forearm, but Rhea Ripley was there on the outside. She pulled AJ off the apron, slammed him into the apron, and then was like walking around going, oh, I didn't do anything, and then kind of shuffled AJ back into the ring for Finn Balor to hit the coup de grace and get the 1, 2, 3, like you say, thanks to Mammy.
Too sweet himself.
And he was like, yeah.
That was great. And then it was time for the other big lads match, which I'll be honest, going into this premium live event, I thought, well, it's kind of like a rubbish version of the other match.
If you had to pick the best of the big lad matches, it would never going to be this one.
No. And yet, I had a great time watching this. It was just the most basic big man match you've seen, but they did it so Omos can talk some crap, by the way.
Yeah, Omos was showing way more personality than he's shown ever.
Get your ass up. Oh, okay.
Really good fun. And he destroyed Braun Strowman. Absolutely destroyed him. They started off with a test of strength, like, obviously.
Oh,
and then it was just big man stuff, like giving him loads of slams. He was throwing around Braun Strowman like he was a little luchador.
Yeah.
Like, Braun Strowman's never been in that position before, ever. And it was literally just almost had control of the entire match, was trash talking him through everything. It was really good fun. And then right at the very end, Braun Strowman just managed to get the running power slam, get him down for the 1, 2, 3, and Braun Strowman got the victory. But by howdy did Omos come out looking on top.
I think I'm going to watch this match again tomorrow. I had a great time watching that match. I get it. It was basic as bowls.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Fun,
That's all
and
it
the right
needed to
guy
be.
won. So what do you want?
Big, dumb fun.
Yes. And then we got the tag team title match. It's the the Undisputed, I should say, tag team titles, of course, on the line. The Usos against the Brawling Brutes. And considering what they did on SmackDown last night, spoilers, in saying, right, the New Day's going to fight whoever wins this on Friday. Oh, that's coincidence, because the Usos are going to be very close to breaking their record if they retain. Yeah, guess what? The Usos retained here. But I will say, they got me on a few pinfalls here. I thought that Ridge,
There's at least
Holland,
2 near falls in this that were
and
very
Butch
close.
were great in this match.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really good fun. It's the Usos in the tag match in 2022. Of course, it's going to be really good fun. The Brawling Brutes are on a roll as well. It was just smash mouth action throughout the whole thing. There was a great bit where it all kind of quietened down a little bit, and then there was like Usi chants going on in the background, and Jay was like coming up to Pete Dunne. He was like, "You hear that? You hear that?" Like giving it all that, and then Pete Dunne did all the finger stuff and then the snap and things, and that ended up being a really close to near fall. But in the end as well, it took a 1D from the top rope.
Super 1D.
A super 1D to put away the Brawling Brutes. So the Brawling Brutes like still came out looking pretty good in this. But the Usos going on to that New Day tag title match like we all expected it to.
Yeah.
But this was really, really good fun match.
Yeah, I had a great time watching this, and like you say, some amazing spots. And there was those spots that you see where you're like, oh, here we go. Yeah, the other Usos just going to get involved, and then they show them being held back by like Ridge the Fridge or whoever,
and that
you're like,
get
oh
you.
Bollocks, no!
Yeah, and
really
proper
good stuff.
scrapping, trying to get them to not go back into the ring. Like they were making a big point of it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is really good. Good stuff.
Then we got a good last person standing match.
What?
They were on a roll with these, aren't
They're
they?
on a roll.
Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship. All felt a little bit more up in the air, probably because of the women's tag team titles changing hands earlier on in the night.
Yeah.
And inventive, I think, is the way I'd describe the spots to put people down.
Definitely inventive.
There goes the screen.
It's gone out.
That's Uncle Howdy doing that. More on him in a bit. It was one of those where... Well, there was a horrible point where I thought Bayley had legitimately broken her ankle.
Yeah, there was a weird bit where, like, it was because they were, like, halfway up the ramp and, like, Bayley fell down, like, beside the ramp into the barricade thing. And, like, the way she screamed and went down, like, it really felt real. And then it was just like, and then she just twatted Bianca Belair in the face and then somehow got the barricade and, like, slammed her with that as well.
Amazing.
So good. Bayley's selling was absolutely perfect for this, but there was loads of kendo stick stuff and they fought all the way up to the rampway.
She trapped her under the ring at one point and then put the ring steps on her and then put a ladder
on
over the top of it.
She's
Great.
just in this tiny little hole trying to get out. But that was the whole thing. Bayley was trying to trap Bianca Belair in things, basically. So they fought all the way up to the ramp, and then she got like a flight case out of nowhere, and she put Bianca Belair in the flight case and closed that, but then Bianca Belair managed to get out of that. And then there was another bit where Bayley just disappeared for a while. And then she came back and she just drove around the corner in a massive golf cart type thing. And there was a really strange bit where she was like chasing Bianca Belair down with the golf cart. And Bianca Belair was like, oh, I can't get out of the way. Can't get out of the way. Can't get out of the way. And then just got out of the way. And then just kicked Bayley right in the face. And then they were fighting on top of it. And then Bianca Belair drove the golf cart back down to the ring, and we really thought she was just going to slam the brakes on and Bayley was going to go hurling off the top of it, but instead she like dragged her off the top.
Maybe they thought if we do that, she's not going to have enough momentum to break the table.
Maybe. So they'll do it with force. Still didn't break the table.
Oh!
It looks bad, but then Bianca Belair picked her up into a powerbomb and forced her through that goddamn table. She was going through that table one way or the other.
Yeah, and then you thought, okay, well, that's the finish then, or whatever. No, Bayley just makes it back up, gets back into the ring. There's a KOD on the edge of a chair at one point. And then the ladder's set up, and you're like, oh, God, what's going to happen? They're going to do a spot with the slamming the ladder. No! Bianca Belair, who, like you say, had been all match, the story of the match is she's had to escape very inventive ways of putting her down.
Yeah.
Gets Bayley, shoves her into the ladder, her legs are trapped under the ladder and with the struts that hold it open, so she can't move to the side, she can't move her legs out. And Bianca Belair lowers the ladder onto her and wedges it underneath the turnbuckle.
The bottom turnbuckle.
And Bayley's stuck there for a 10 count.
And you can't argue with that.
It's all right. It's maybe not the definitive way you want to win a last woman standing match, but that's because we've got War Games in 3 weeks.
It's the perfect way for Bayley to now go, all right, that was stupid.
Yeah, like, a load of bollocks.
Let's fucking settle this. I'm swearing already. Let's settle this. God damn, I'm making my own work for myself. At War Games, it's going to make sense.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It was really good fun. I really enjoyed it.
And then, it wasn't time for the main event. It was time for Bray Wyatt to come out and talk a load of bollocks, basically.
Yeah, he's Uncle Howdy, but he's not going to be wearing masks. And
he's going to write his own ending to the story because I think Michael Sidgwick said on Twitter himself, the story of the last 9 years has been crap. But we didn't find anything out. He just basically said, I'm going to... and then the Uncle Howdy was like, you're going to do it. You're going to snap. We sort of saw this on SmackDown.
Yeah. It's fine.
It is what it is.
It was Bray Wyatt segment. It was fine.
Yeah, and then we had the main event. Logan Paul in his 3rd match in WWE. It's amazing to say that for what a performance he put on here. It is amazing. Versus Roman Reigns for all the gold, for all the marbles, right? Logan's doing a bloody Instagram live video. This went, 25 minutes. And I had an absolute blast watching this.
It was a lot of fun. It was way better than it had any right to be. It was obviously a lot of Roman Reigns not really taking Logan Paul very seriously. Yeah. But then Logan Paul had come in with like big arm drags and like slams and things, like proper wrestling moves. Yeah. And it's like Roman would be like, what the hell? Like, where did that come from?
And anytime Roman hit him with something, not like a spear or something, but any, move that he can put people down with, not out for the count, but down with. Logan would kick out at 1, and Roman was like, all right, only 1 though.
Yeah.
And he just got more and more pissed off, basically, understandably. And Logan's offense got more and more preposterous. His leapfrog is insane.
Yeah.
He went for he hit a buckshot lariat at one point.
He did hit a buckshot lariat. He went for a phenomenal forearm that was one of the highest leaps on any kind of phenomenal forearm I've ever seen.
He almost hit the drones outside the stadium.
But Roman Reigns managed to counter it with a punch of his own. And he ended up fighting to the outside. He got Roman Reigns on the announce table and got his phone off one of his mates at the ringside and did an Instagram live frog splash from the top rope through the announce table in one hell of a landing. Oh my God.
And before that, he'd fired up, used lucky punch twice. Roman Reigns' selling was incredible. He's just punched Chuck. It's like, what's going on? And you're like, okay, he's not going to win with this. But is he going to win with this?
Yeah.
1, 2. Roman Reigns at literally 2.999. Well, I was like, the referee's been told to shoot count it, Roman. They could still just do this. Puts him on the outside, like I say, puts him through a table. The Usos are like, that's enough. We'll go out and deal with this. Usos come and help Roman. They don't, physically get involved with Logan and what have you. Then the other lads from the Impulsive podcast are like, hey, what are you doing? And then they get dragged over the barricade by the Usos and super kicked. It was a lot of fun to watch.
It was a lot of fun.
And then who should run in to make the save, Phil?
Jake Paul, the other Paul, the much worse Paul.
Yeah.
He came out, he knocked out both of the Usos with a punch each. Of course he did. But then who should come out to make the save?
Yes!
Solo Sikoa.
Solo Sikoa.
And he comes out and he basically just stares off with Jake Paul, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit weird. But then they're all kind of on the outside, and then Logan Paul at it again.
Jesus.
There's a gigantic leap over the top rope to take out everybody.
And we got another near fall with a frog splash in here as well somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And then
but
he
then because he was distracted and he did the leap to the outside, when he came back in, he got hit with the Superman punch. He got hit with the hoo-ah! Spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins. Selling Logan Paul, by the way, the entire time, going like, what the hell was that? Like, you had no right to be able to take me
All
to this
that.
limit. Getting like his ear, like ringing in
Oh,
his ear and trying to
it's
sort
so
his jaw
good.
out from the punches. It was way better than it had any right to be. It was really, really good fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I don't know whether we like this show more and more because we just had more fun on the stream. Adam Nicholas joined us at one point. Or what, but the second half of this show really felt a load of fun. Like I said this at the time on the stream, that match, Logan Paul and all that bollocks, only works in a Saudi Arabia premium live
Yes,
event. Like
absolutely.
America, normal premium live event, you're like, come on, guys. But it's, like you say, it's this weird amalgamation of an international house show and also a pay-per-view and all this, and like the matches still count, titles can change hands, and it's the fear of like, yeah, they're not going to do that, that's just a silly celebrity match, but are they going to do that? Well, I had a great time.
And that end match mixed in with the fact of just the sort of just absolute back to basics big man match with Omos and Braun.
Yeah.
And the just like mad fun of the tag match and the 6-man tag match, and then the inventiveness of the last woman standing match. Like they all tied together just to make a really just fun, entertaining show if you ignore the first 3 matches completely.
Not even the second match, the women's match was
The
fine.
women's match was fine. It was just,
baffling.
Yeah, the booking of it was just weird.
Anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. Miller's going to be back tomorrow. He's currently, I believe, fighting in Austria against a German YouTuber.
Like you do.
So he'll be doing ups and downs for this show tomorrow, and myself and the Dadleys will be going into a more detailed review of it on the podcast, What Culture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from, on Monday, of course. Continue the conversation with us on Twitter, at WhatCultureWWE. Watch there, follow both of us. Follow Phil Chambers at
Fill My Chambers, and you can follow Adam at
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE, as I said. But this has been Crown Jewel 2022. What went down? My thanks to Phil Chambers. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.